Hi, welcome back to another gadget report. Let's talk gadgets, and today I'm talking about something that happened in the beginning of the year, to be more precise, on the 5th of January. And this was a little incident with Alaskan Airlines and Boeing 737-9. There has been a few updates from Boeing. I haven't really made a video about this because obviously I did not have enough information to comment on this, and I thought it wouldn't be my call to do that. And today, because there is a few things, Boeing has been very good with that. They've been updating things. I'll leave the link below. They have all sorts of chronology of all sorts of information as they gathered it and as it became available for them. And this was the last report from Boeing that was published on the 28th of February. Obviously, I'm looking on the screen, on my other screen, to look at Boeing's page, because obviously I cannot know everything by heart. So come with me, let's talk gadgets. So, as you know, on the 5th of Jan, an Alaskan Airlines Boeing 737-9 made an emergency landing after a blowout on a door plug. So this caused a few issues there. Fortunately, the aircraft managed to land safely, and there was no injuries, there was no problems. But of course, an investigation was made, and something needed to be done to prevent something like this happening again. This particular door was covered and unused on that particular aircraft. However, obviously, the parts were there and they still caused the issue. So on the latest report, so it was found that there was a problem with a particular the bolts and the making of that particular door, and therefore something needed to be done. A supplier had been involved in this, so Boeing was contacting their suppliers, and an investigation was doing that. I'm gonna open all the things. So and more was done on that to find out. So on February the 6th, Boeing released this latest report. That was the previous one, and on that preliminary report, what they said was that the company acknowledges the ATSB findings and has compromised to keep cooperating with authorities in order to know what improvements can be made. Also, they said that more vigorous inspections will be performed in their aircraft before leaving the factory. So it was believed that this was not done properly, and therefore those bolts malfunctioned and caused the accident. So after the preliminary report from the NTSB, Boeing actually provided this. So there is a few things, and I'm going to read from Boeing's website. There is a few things that Boeing is doing, implementing plans to improve the overall quality and stability across the 737 production system, and they claim including layering in additional inspections further into the supply chain and collaborating with suppliers on production enhancements, performing more work on airplanes at their assigned positions, dedicating multiple days for their 737 teams to focus and implement these quality improvements, and launching an independent assessment to bolster the quality management system at Boeing commercial airplanes by a highly experienced safety expert. So Boeing is trying to create all these avenues to improve the quality and the way all these inspections are done. Of course, when we do something like this, and as you know, I'm not on NTSB or ATSB or any of these authorities, but I believe that when there's an accident and an investigation like this is made, the main objective of that is not just pointing fingers and going on a blame game. I believe, of course, we need to know what caused it. We need to know who's responsible. Obviously, that's also a part of any investigation, either in an incident like this or in a more serious fatal crash. But it is important to understand what causes these accidents, if there's any malfunction of the aircraft, if there's something that needs to be improved. And the reason is because if we are aware of that, plane manufacturers, airlines, they can work together in order to improve this and prevent other accidents. This is why, in my view, and obviously I think everyone agrees, this is why these investigations are done. This is not really to point the finger at Boeing or pointing the finger at Boeing's suppliers or anything like that. This is just to understand why something like this happened. In this particular case, in a door that was covered and was not even in use, and make everything possible so this type of accident never happens again. And this is important. This is important, obviously, for the general public that is reassured that the planes are safer. It's important for the manufacturers because obviously something like this may damage their reputation, and it is important for airlines because apart from the reputation that may be tarnished with incidents like this, it's also an assurance that they are safe and they should be preferred by customs. So this is a good thing. These investigations is a good thing because from these types of investigations comes a lot of innovation in aviation, and in most of the innovations and most of security features that have been included in aircraft throughout the years, it's because of investigations like this. Is because there had been crashes, there had been incidents, and then the national authorities like the NTSB in the US investigate these matters, and they find what caused that particular incident, and if there is anything that may be improved, safety suggestions, changes in procedures, changes in checklists, for example. There had been many instances where checklists were changed to make them clearer and easier for pilots to go through, things like that. It is important that these investigations are done because it's from this type of investigation that new innovations and new recommendations are made in order to improve and prevent further crashes. And this has happened throughout the history of aviation. This is not just a blame game. This is not just to point the finger at this particular manufacturer or their suppliers or whatever it might be. This is more of an attempt to understand why accidents happened and what can we do to prevent them to happening again. And this is what Boeing, in this particular case, came up with in regards to this accident. I'm pretty sure that from now on, things like this will be looked after in a different way in order to be, double checked, triple checked, whatever. So there is that assurance that the aircraft gets out of the manufacturer. And I'm pretty sure that won't happen just with Boeing. Other manufacturers will look at this, will look what happened with Boeing, what happened with Alaskan Airlines, and they will make sure that their processes in place are in accordance with what Boeing has put in place and what the NTSB found in this particular case. So I think this is not just for Boeing. I think this is not just for this particular accident. This will stay as a recommendation that other manufacturers will look into, and other airlines will look into. So it is always a good thing. I will put a link below for this chronology from Boeing. I think it's a very informative chronology, because it gives you an all array of information of all the investigation that was being made, all the findings, and Boeing's comments on that. So it is a very comprehensive chronology in my view. And you can also go and have a look. Of course, this is a video to comment on what happened, not to read what is in there, because that would be completely unnecessary. So I would recommend you to read the article, because it has everything there. And I'm very satisfied with this chronology and what Boeing has come up with in here. I think this is very important. And things like this are always important. It's sad when we have an incident. In this particular case, fortunately, there was no fatalities, no injuries. Everyone was fine, but it could have been different. And it is always important that we get these investigations and we get these things done, and improvements are put in place. So this was, in my view, a very positive outcome. And that's all for today on this gadget report. I hope you like this gadget report and the news from Boeing in regards to this incident with Alaskan Airlines. And, if you have any questions in regard to this, please leave a comment below. Or if you have any suggestion of something that you would like me to discuss in my gadget reports, please do. And I would like to actually leave my thoughts with the victims of another disaster, another crash, and this was a very, very sad incident. It was a crash. And one of the biggest mysteries in aviation. I'm talking about MH370. I would like to leave my thoughts and with the families of the victims. It has been the anniversary of the crash, and I would just like to take this opportunity to remember all of them, and to wish that something comes up and these families could have their closure soon. And before I go, I would like you to, put a like in the video and subscribe the channel, so you get a new notification of a new gadget report every week. Before I go, I would like to thank you all for watching. See you next week. Thank you. Bye.